Shut up! Thank you. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maycee Raye, and if you're new here, freaking subscribe. I did my eyebrows a little different today. Obviously this one's darker because my window's right here, not because like I did it darker. Like, hello, like, hello. Today's story, or actually, is this my first story time? I think it is. Today's story time is actually my first fight. I've been in 3 fights, I think. 3 fights in my life. This one's my first. I believe I was in 4th or 5th grade. This was way back when, like way back. I was probably, I'm gonna say 5th grade just because I feel like that's a good solid number. Oh my god, that poster's crooked. Hawk, you're crooked. But anyways, I was in 5th grade. That's what I'm gonna say. I was in 5th grade. I was poor. I lived with my mom and my stepdad at the time, and we did not have money. My stepdad actually had just moved out, and we did not have money. I lived in a apartment complex with, you know, just my stepmom and my 3 siblings. I was a really outside kid, and me and my friends always were outside, and right outside of my building, on the other, okay, so it was my building, and then there was a school, like a preschool right here, and then there was a park on the other side, like a big park. And me and my friends would always meet up at the park, like every day. Like if we didn't have school, we were at the park. After school, we were at the park, playing, doing something. And there was this huge basketball court on the park, like right beside it, if that makes any sense. And this specific day that I got in a fight, my mom, honestly, okay, backtracking just a little bit. My mom did not care what I did, ever. Me and my friend, let's call her Trisha, I was best friends with her. We would always stay at each other's house. Either I was at her house or she was at mine. One night, I told my mom that I was staying at Trisha's house, and Trisha told her mom that she was staying at my house. Like, we were being a little, you know, we were being a little petty, you know? So we told our parents this, that they were like, whatever, go ahead, like, have fun. Like, this was usual. Like, they didn't care. We were like, going to Trisha's house, and she was like, okay. And she was like, going to Mace's house, and she was like, okay. So we set up this little plan, right? And right behind this park, I guess they had put new fridges up in this preschool because there was these big, huge, tall boxes. They were like refrigerator boxes. And so we took these boxes, and there's 2 of them, and we taped them together. And I don't know how my mom, like, didn't notice us coming in and out of my house to, like, get tape and, like, get all this stuff. And basically, we made this, like, sideways fort, and we, like, put plastic between it, and, like, Trisha's side and, like, my side. And we took this gallon, like, empty milk carton and, like, cleaned it out and cut it in half. And we were like, and we could put water in this in case it rains. Like, we can drink the rainwater. Like, we were kind of playing house, I guess, but, like, outside on the basketball court in the park. And this girl who lived next door to me came outside, and we hated this girl. Now I'm, like, friends with her to this day. Like, we're all good in the hood. Like, it's fine. And mind you, we were really poor, so we lived in, like, the poor side of town. Probably, like, the second most ghetto part of town, I guess you could say. But, we made do with what we had. You know, we didn't have a bunch of TVs in the house. I had one in my house. Trisha's parents were a little more well off. Her mom kind of plays the state a little bit, which I thought was kind of funny, but like we still like ran the game, you know. We made do with what we had, basically is what I'm saying. We took a bunch of cans of food out there, and we like made a bunch of, you know, just a bunch of little like just fun stuff, you know. We were just having a grand old time. And we also found this box of, like, you know, when you go to like Aldi or Walmart, they have these big things that you can put like multiple jars of green beans or something inside of, and you like carry them in these like cardboard boxes. I don't know how to explain them. I'll put a picture. Those things, but it had these jars of mustard, and those come into play in just a minute. So anyways, we had those, and they weren't inside the dumpster, but they were like outside the dumpster. So like, mind you, we're poor, okay? Don't think I'm gross because we didn't go inside the dumpster. So like, it wasn't really dumpster diving, which that's what we called it, but like, count how many times I say like, you know. But anyways, so we made up this fort. It was getting dark outside. We were like, our parents are going to figure us out eventually. So, but we never got in trouble for anything. They were like, okay, go home. We were like, all right. So, we're playing with these boxes, and this girl we don't like that is living right next door to us comes over to our little tent and starts talking shit. And I looked at her and I was like, excuse me? And my friend Trisha, she's not the kind that'll be like, you need to leave. She'll be like, she don't say nothing. She's the silent type. Now, here's where the jar of mustard and a clear plastic water bottle comes into play. She's carrying a clear plastic water bottle that is empty. And she's like, y'all need to get out of here. Like, I don't know why you thought you could just set up camp here or some shit. Like, she's like running her mouth, and I'm like this. Then she goes over to our fucking jars of mustard, and she starts picking them up and smashing them. Like, mustard's everywhere. They're glass jars of mustard. They're not little plastic jars you can just open and be like, no, they're fucking glass. And she's breaking them everywhere on this basketball court. First of all, that's destruction of property. That's against the law. Second of all, we weren't destroying anything. We were going to pick it up and throw it in the trash can when we were done. Like, you're destroying things. I don't think you plan on picking up all that fucking glass, do ya? No. Mind you, her parents called the cops on us all the time for the stupidest shit. I'm now banned from that apartment complex for racial slurs, aka calling people the N-word, when that never happened. Like, she told the cops that our whole family was calling people that when, like, we never did. And so finally they were tired of it, and they were like, as soon as we moved out, then the people that owned the apartment complex were like, all right, we're going to put you on this barred list for, like, racial slurs. And we were like, whatever, we don't plan on coming back. Like, okay. And so anyways, like, her parents were crazy. They would scream at them to go to bed at 6:30 at night. Like, this family was crazy. Like, I swear to God. Thank God the girl that started this fight with me moved out and everything. Like, she's doing good now, but, like, I don't blame her for attacking me, like, honestly. So she's yelling at me, right? She's getting in my face. And then she hits me with the water bottle, like, across, like, my lip region. And I just kind of looked at her. I was like, oh, hell no. So I just hit her straight back in her face with my, with my fucking fist. I was like, boom, bitch. Like, let's go. Are you ready? And she looks at me. She starts crying her eyes out. And then her friend that lives across the street comes over. And, she's like, what'd you do? And she has a bloody nose at this point. And I'm like, I hit her in her face because she hit me first. And Trisha's like, that's not her real name, but, like, she's like, And so anyways, her friend's mom calls the police. And she's like, this girl hit my friend's daughter. And so, like, the police came. I picked up all our shit and went home except for the mustard jars because, like, I didn't destroy that shit. Like, that was all her. Like, that was not me. We went home. Like, I went to my house. Next thing you know, the cops are knocking on the fucking door. I told my mom what happened, and my mom was like, oh, did you give her the 5-finger death punch? My mom did not care. My mom thought it was funny. And so I was like, yeah, I did. I didn't really, but I just thought it was funny. And so my mom, like, literally didn't care. She was like, okay, whatever. And then the cops showed up at the door. And so while the cops were sitting there, like, telling her what happened, she's like, oh my gosh, I can't. She's going to be so grounded and so in trouble. So I fake cried in front of the cops. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And he was like, can you explain the paint all over the place? I was like, it's mustard, but I didn't break that. She did. And she was like, she told me you did it. And I was like, go ask Trisha. It wasn't me. And so I'm, like, crying. I'm, like, 10 years old, like, crying over mustard. So eventually they were like, all right, you didn't break anything, like, you didn't leave anything, so you don't have any fines, you're not in trouble for anything, just don't hit anybody. And I was like, she hit me first, like, do you want to play the second grade game, like, she hit me first, like, do you want to play that? And so eventually the neighbors next door got a $250 fine for having to clean up the mustard mess. Not me. And then as soon as the cop closed the door, I was like, all right, what's for lunch, Mom? She's like, all right, I'm making spaghetti and meatballs. And I was like, all right, let's get it. That was my first fight story, if you really count it as a fight story. I just basically hit her and then got the cops called. I didn't really do anything wrong, but you know. So yeah, that was my first fight. If you guys did enjoy this video, give it a like and subscribe and comment down below your first fight because I want to hear them. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Bye.